Good early evening, late afternoon. Welcome back to my cozy cat vlog. I hope your day has been as good as mine. The flea treatment and the litter box attractant powder came in a few hours ago. The moment I sprinkled the powder and the litter box butterscotch came to the litter box and sniffed it for a few moments. I'm waiting to see if he uses the litter box. I'm hoping he will learn how to use it with the powder on the litter. To train a kitten, you just sprinkle the Fresh Step attractant powder on the top of the litter, but don't mix it in the litter. The container has a big pour opening, and one with holes. I use the whole side. Bella and Butterscotch is sleeping and Ginger is grooming herself. Bella is still on her favorite box. Ginger is next to my leg, and Butterscotch is right next to me sleeping on the bed. I put his flea topical treatment on his neck a few hours ago, and I just checked him for fleas, and I think they jumped off of him, which is a good thing. I saw FGTV post a video about a pastor family in Nigeria that got murdered, so I sent the video to my cousin that also is a pastor family in Nigeria to warn her of what happened to the pastor family that FGTV talked about. I told my cousin to stay safe and be careful as her husband is a Lutheran minister. I also saw that a church friend post about his depression yesterday, and he gave an update that he called 988 and they hooked him up with a counselor. I told him about my psychiatrist and gave him the number for her office and told him the telehealth is faster than going to the office where you got to check in and wait for them to call your name, and it could take 30 to an hour to see Dr. Beer. And I also gave him the website for ZenCare to get a therapist and told him my depression healing story, and that therapy helped me a lot with my trauma from my past. I had depression for a long time, and I believe I had mental health from getting abused by my children's father, and it probably started after my dad died. In 2018, I had two friends pass away back-to-back at almost the same amount of time that my mama died in February and my dad died in June of 2010. Well, in 2018, after my other friend that passed on from cystic fibrosis, I couldn't handle the second death back-to-back, and before I knew it, depression set in. And I suffered for a long time while suffering from depression from 2018 to 2024. I was also treated bad by a lot of people at work and at home, and it only made my depression worse, making me feel like I was carrying a big heavy bag of heavy bricks and big heavy rocks on my back. If you're suffering through depression, please get help before the anxiety tells you that it won't hurt anymore if you just end your life. Don't end your life, you have a lot to live for, and will have a good long life once you get treated for depression. 280 million people worldwide live with major depression. Globally, 3.8% to 5.7% of adults experience depression. Depression is strongly connected to suicide. About 700,000 to 727,000 people die by suicide each year worldwide, and depression is the most common condition behind those deaths. 8.4% of U.S. adults experience major depression in a given year. 19.1% of U.S. adults report currently having or being treated for depression. 2026 data. That equals about 51 million Americans living with depression. 16.2% of adolescents, 12 to 17, had a major depressive episode in the past year. Depression itself isn't listed on death certificates, but suicide is the clearest indicator. 48,824 suicide deaths in the U.S. in 2024. People with major depression have 12 times higher suicide risk than the general population. Depression also increases risk of death from heart disease, drug overdose, chronic medical conditions. These indirect causes make the true death toll higher than suicide numbers alone. Within 6 years, with no treatment, my depression got worse and severe by January 2024. I got help and treatment at St. Mary's Hospital in the mental health ward, but when I went to the ER, the staff never understood what I was going through with anxiety through the 7th floor roof. They tried to offer me Itten, a medication that I refused to take that I knew could harm me. I remember even after I was in the ward for a few days, my anxiety was through the clouds, and I asked for something to control my anxiety, and they gave me a medication that when it kicked in, it ended up looping me out, and I probably slept what seemed like 2 days. I had a meeting with the hospital, as when I was in the ER, I was in fear of what was happening to me. My anxiety was so high that it was overwhelming and out of control. I tried to leave and find an exit, and the doctors carried me back to the seat they had me in, and I got out of control due to the depression and anxiety. They called the cops on me, and they handcuffed me to the bed until morning when they admitted me to the mental health ward. That night, the hospital that my parents loved didn't seem like the same hospital that they trusted with all their hearts, as St. Mary's is a Catholic hospital. I didn't see the true hospital that my so much for watching our videos and being part of our little family. Your support means the world to us, and we appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a moment with us. And remember, healing doesn't happen all at once. Be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best you can, and that's enough.